What's up, guys? We are here for a new episode, actually a new show, completely, with my seemingly permanent co-host now, one Dave Lees. Dave, how we doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Got a lot of thought to get to about my our topic today. But I'll save those for the meat. But,
yeah,
I'm excited to get this new show off the ground. What are we calling it again?
We are calling it
Heroes Through Time.
So, I think I just maxed out the levels just now. But yeah, worth it for that old radio feel. But yeah, show's called Heroes Through Time. We'll take something like a comic book event, or just shoot the crap about comic books. Like, if we had this episode done already, the next episode would have been Comic-Con. Because that was a thing that happened, and there's so much to just... We could go for, like, weeks with just Comic-Con stuff.
Oh, I could talk about that. That's... Poof,
oh, I know.
Into that. Can we skip the Ultron talk? We'll just do that.
Actually, here we go. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have, like, a half hour for, like, the Ultron stuff. Because, okay, so for those who don't know, this whole thing was gonna start out being this whole talk about... Age of Ultron, the comic book event, because I have the complete event on Comixology. Hashtag not sponsored, hashtag should be sponsored, hashtag what is my life right now? Is that too many hashtags? I think it might be. But,
we're gonna run out of characters.
I think I'm at like 141. Shit!
Ooh.
Don't you hate that? It's like, what can I shorten? It's like everything's spelled perfectly. Unless you're Canadian. I mean, so, you know. just having a little fun there, dudes. Having a little fun. Having a little fun. Never mind the fact you spell armor and color wrong with an extra U that don't need to be there. But we're not going to go there, because we're not here about, you know, making fun of people much. We're about peace, love, and destroying all comics. You know, kind of like Linkara. So it's alright. So. Alrighty. So. Again, so I basically already talked about what we're going to be talking about today. So before we get into the meat and potatoes that is Comic-Con now, because it was going to be Age of Ultron, let's get the vegetables out the way and just do the whole Age of Ultron thing first. I personally enjoyed this. If I were to give this a rating, I wouldn't. Because immediately after this, I read friggin' what was it? Secret Invasion, which was fun. Oh boy. But we're not going to talk about that until much later. But yeah, had a lot of, it was weird. It was very weird. It was very funny at times too, because you pointed something out and I was like, that is pretty funny. But yeah, so what are your thoughts on this? I know you've got a few, to say the least.
Sit on down and just let me talk about this. So, let me take you back.
Oh boy.
To 2013. I, at the time, was not reading very much Marvel comics. And as such, I didn't read Age of Ultron at the time. So this is my first time reading it. So I had seen the movie, heard a lot about it. And you know what? I was thoroughly disappointed. As a huge Hank Pym fan, I understand everything that is said about Hank Pym, and I understand, yeah, you do need to kill him. That's a thing you need to do. I get that. I get the motivation. But every character who isn't Wolverine, their motivation makes so little sense. There's so many problems that I have with this issue, with like just random people. It starts out with like the rescue mission with Hawkeye trying to save Spider-Man, and they're like, "Hey, don't leave the bunker. You can never come back." And then what happens right next?
He comes back.
Hawkeye. It's fine. We just established that was a big no-no. Can't do that. And then it's like, all right, we are in the Savage Land. We're going to use Dr. Doom's time portal to go to the future and stop Ultron from sending his stuff back.
Past.
And Wolverine's
No. No, you're right. You're right. My bad.
No, Nick Fury wants to go to the future.
Yeah.
And Wolverine's like, no, we're gonna go to the past, kill Hank Pym. It's fine. Snick, we're gonna do it. And they're like, no, we can't do that because that'll mess with time, and we don't want to do that because that'll change the future. You're an idiot, Wolverine. Now, we're gonna go to the future. Leave you here with the time machine. Please, promise me, Wolverine. Promise you're not gonna use the time machine to go back in time and kill Hank Pym. And then they just leave. And what's their plan? They were going to show up with, like, all these guys who could kick Ultron's ass, but the plan was, we're going to be invisible. Invisible Woman is going to shield us when we get there. They get there. Oh, no one checked to see if she was here? It's like in Deadpool 2 with, like, the Vanisher and stuff. It's like, oh, wow, he's doing so great. Oh, he might just be running late. Is that what they thought Invisible Girl was doing? It's just, oh. It just no sense. It's so dumb. I like the setup of Age of Ultron, where it's like, oh man, Ultron took over and he's invading from the past, and how are we gonna stop him? But once they get the Doctor Doom's time machine in the Savage Land, I'm like, man, this sucks. This is dumb, and I don't like this very much. Now I'll say the art, I thought there was some very striking imagery.
Yeah.
But through this storyline, it's a mess, and I don't like it. Sorry for the rant.
No! In case you couldn't tell by me trying to stay as far away from the microphone as possible, I found it hilarious. As the one of us who...
Can you tell me on why I should like this? Can you tell me why I should like this?
No. No, I can't actually.
You know what, though? I just went off talking about things I didn't like. What you said you did like it. What were some of the things that you liked?
I mean, hold on. Me not being the biggest Hank Pym fan to begin with, this started to have your boy, no pun intended, grow on me a little bit. And I was like, oh, that's cool. But you're right, the story itself is ass. Complete ass. And it's just not good. It's just garbage. Or as, what's his name? The comedian guy. Crap. And it's not just, fuck. I forget I forget the guy's name. I'm mad. It's like if someone else would say, dumpster meet fire. Shit, that's kind of how it was. The whole time platform thing was funny. It's like, why not take Wolverine with you so you know he doesn't do this stuff, and so you know that he can use his tracking ability. That was fine. But no.
He's an unkillable adamantium fated soldier.
Yeah.
Why aren't we bringing him to fight the robots?
Exactly. But if there is one thing I do like about this, it's that Wolverine himself goes on a journey, like a character journey, if you will, because he was all gung-ho for this plan before, and he was like, okay, so this is what we gotta do, this is what's happening, I don't care what you say, this is what needs to be done. Although there are a million different things that could have happened as a cataclysm event by just taking care of, this guy right here, right now. Nope. Doesn't happen. And I love how friggin' Sue Storm tries to stop him, and he's like, I have to do this. It's like, I know you do, but you shouldn't. He goes, yeah, that's a nice thought. Shink! I'm like, how about you don't do that? It's like, maybe this will be okay. And it turns out everything is worse. I'm like, okay. So, that was wrong. But then you see Wolverine go, you know what? I fucked this up. I'm going to unfuck it up. And somehow... Because even Tony Stark was like, did you... the alternate future Tony Stark was like, did you try to talk to Hank Pym? And, like, tell him not to do this? It's like, I know if I did, it'd be daring him to. I know you scientist, genius, douchebag types. He goes, well, you're not wrong. But...
to be fair, I loved that. I loved that reasoning.
Yeah.
And because as a huge Hank Pym fan, I'm like, yeah, no, if you tell him, hey, don't make this killer robot, he's going to be like, oh, a killer robot, you say? I could make one of those.
But then it's like, I loved what happened, because here's the whole thing. It starts out present day, like the friggin' Cabal or some shit found this space knight. Surprise! It was fucking Ultron the entire time. And we're like, oh, fuck. It's like, Hulk is gone, I think. I don't know where Hulk is at this point. He may still be at the car or some shit. But it's like, he's gone. Everyone's, like, important is, like, not there for the Avengers. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Y'all screwed this up. But see, and I loved the friggin' future. Because Wolverine's like, no one, the alternate future Wolverine's like, no one smells like me but me. I'm thinking, no shit. It's like, I know that smell and it's me. I'm like, okay. Do you have a whatever question about that later? But it's like, the whole thing was just weird. It wasn't until after the actual story was over and I got to like some kind of epilogue or prologue type thing, it kind of explained Hank Pym, because that's really where my me starting to be a fan of Hank Pym started as, you know, because it was just like, Hank Pym's like this guy who was the genius kid. His grandmother cultivated his creativity, and after his grandmother died, it's like it's like, it literally said after his funeral, was like, after her funeral, he goes, the next day I built my first carburetor. I'm like, oh, dude. But then being creatively stifled for like 15 to 20 years, he's like, screw this, I like my little bubble cubes. So, and then Ant-Man. So, you know, that was a nice little thing. But
yeah. For those that, for the viewers who didn't see our Declassified episode where we talked about me and stuff, my favorite superhero of all time is Hank Pym, Ant-Man. So this was a very interesting dive and stuff, and I thought that was something, because I don't like just endlessly berating stuff and talking about how bad it is. So I do want to shout out some stuff that I really did like. I thought the characterization of Hank Pym was really good the entire time, where when Wolverine shows up and stuff, he's just like, I don't know who this guy is. And then closer to the, because Wolverine hasn't shown up in his timeline yet, and then closer to the end where the two Wolverines are there, you get that there's a really cool panel where the two Wolverines are facing each other, and then there's Hank Pym in the middle, and his face is pretty small, but if you zoom in on it a little bit, you can see his eyes are just like saucer plates and stuff. He's like just so excited about everything that's going on right now, and I'm just like, that's so my boy Hank right there. And I understand that, yeah, Hank, if you're like, don't build a killer robot, like I said, he's gonna be like, I bet I could make a killer robot that's even better than that killer robot, and it wouldn't kill everybody, but it would, and it would be worse.
It's like, no, it wouldn't kill us. It would kill us faster. So, yeah.
Interesting thing I want to say first, before I see you have something there, is you ever notice that, like, in all these post-apocalyptic futures and stuff, Hawkeye always survives?
Oh yeah, I noticed that.
Like he's hanging out in old man Logan times. He's like running around in Secret Wars. Hawkeye's he's a survivor.
Yeah.
He's just always there.
He's like the only human that doesn't have high-tech armor, any kind of actual weaponry or any superpowers per se, you know, so he kind of has to learn how to be a human cockroach, which, not in a negative way, but he has to know how to survive. But yeah.
So what did you think of the Age of the post Hank Pym death future that we got to see with Cyborg Stark and the Defenders and all them?
That was really confusing. Because I had no idea who Morgan Le Fay was, what part of it, you know, he ended up being, you know, to save the day or whatever. It just was weird. It just,
do you not know Morgan Le Fay?
No.
She's a character from like King Arthur times.
Oh, I know that much.
Stuff. Who's also who's also a sorceress, and there's a storyline where Doctor Doom and Iron Man travel back to Arthurian times to like be best friends with King Arthur and Morgana Le Fay.
Huh.
And fight zombies. Something. I forget. It's been a while.
Okay. And again, he's the bad guy. Okay.
Morgana Le Fay is a lady. She was the one flying on the dragon.
I was talking about Doctor Doom.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, again, he's the bad guy. You wouldn't know it. Anyway, but yeah, I think not much really more to say about the Age of Ultron thing, other than it happened. Meh. You know, I know there are probably a few diehard.
I'm sorry if I brought this whole thing down.
No. It's like I wanted to do this sooner, but it's like it's the only time I remember reading it once. I didn't take any notes because I figured I'd remember a lot of stuff, and I was like, this was okay, this was cool, but I'm like, nothing really there.
Well, I got some more stuff we could talk about if you want to keep going on this, because I have a lot of opinions, a lot of good, and a lot of I have a lot of questions, and also a lot of and also just like a couple other interesting things I noticed. If you want to keep going on for a little bit,
I'd rather not. I think that's like we're just kind of meh. Let's move on.
Well, should we tease the writer's room idea that you had for Age of Ultron?
Oh, yes. So I will say the one reason I did pick this book, not for any particular reason, I was like, I gave him, the choice. I was like, do you want to do Marvel, DC, what? It's let's do something Marvel. I haven't read Marvel for a while. I was like, okay. Only Marvel book I got besides Planet and World War Hulk is Age of Ultron. He goes, well, we'll read that. I'm like, oh, joy. I was like, all right, whatever, it's fine. So we did it. And after reading this and trying to and basically comparing the movie, which was the other part of this we were going to do, is hang on.
As someone who didn't know about this storyline, because I knew about the storyline, but I had never read the storyline, and my only touchstone for it was the movie. I was very surprised when it wasn't about Hank Pym creating Ultron, and instead it was, oh my god, Ultron has destroyed the world, and everything's done now. and this is awful.
Yeah, sorry. I'm in the middle of another conversation with somebody. So yeah. What's it called? What was I doing? Oh yeah. So this, I started thinking back to the original Age of Ultron that came out for the Avengers, and I was like, I want to redo this, because I was like, it's like trying to want to redo like one movie in the MCU is like, you gotta unravel a few more threads and kind of retwine it back into where it makes not a bit more sense, but for the story you're trying to tell, it's better. It's different, not better, but different. I was like, but so I was like, all right. So as I started doing this at work, I was like, you know what? Let's redo the MCU. And there it is. Because I was like, we can do this, right? It's not that hard. Can't be. Turns out it's a little harder than you think. But, yeah, that was it. So we're in the process. The writer's room was put on hold for a moment, for a brief little second. But yeah, we're trying to redo the MCU. I already got a whole phase 1, phase 2 kind of going on, but it's like as soon as I get towards more stuff, I was like, crap, I can't write this. I was like, yikes. But, you know, it's there, it's in the works, and it's always improving, which is good. And the best part is, a lot of these movies, you just got to reorder them and do a couple of things differently, and you're kind of good to go so far. It's like right now, it's like I redid the first MCU thing. I haven't touched a thing. Except, I mean, I'm not going to turn this into a writer's room. But a little sneak peek is I took out the Incredible Hulk movie. I put Captain America after the first Iron Man. And then, what's it called? And I just made Hulk go crazy for the first half of the first Avengers movie. So A, he gets more screen time, and B, you don't have to have the Abomination, and you don't have to have anything else there, because the only interaction for the MCU for the Incredible Hulk during that movie is the end credit scene with friggin' Tony Stark, and like, that makes no sense. So get rid of it. The whole movie, just gone. You know, that's it.
Protest? I'm protesting.
Oh gosh, we can do this later.
I like that movie.
I know. But we talked about this.
In the fire. This is what you call a tease. Come check out the writer's room.
Oh,
whenever it posts.
Keep teasing this fire. You're gonna get fired again, for real this time.
The dragon does not get fired. The dragon leaves when he is asked.
You know what? You're right. The dragon doesn't get fired. It gets slain. So, you know.
Hey. Scoreboard right now. Scoreboard. Who's got to win here? That's me.
For now. I'm on that comeback show, man. Don't do it, D-Sub. Don't do it, D-Sub. Right. But yeah, getting back to, you know, the whole...
All right.
That was the whole tease for it, man. That was about it. Yeah, not much. And we're going to try and reformat it, so the more we do things like this, I would like to say we can, like, do a movie an episode. Not entire fucking, like... year or phase, because we'll just blow through the entire thing and like, we got nothing to do, let's play in the future. No, how about we don't? So, you know, we can kind of get things a bit better. That we will have a bit more longevity with this thing too, because I'm like, I don't mind a whole full hour or whatever episodes, but we really got to make it better. We got to make it like stretch out a bit more, because we can always put the episodes together, but we don't necessarily need to film them all at the same time, record them all at the same time. We can talk extensively about a movie, but we don't have to plan out the whole year within that same episode. But
All right. So do you want to move into to Comic-Con news? We were hitting 2013. Now let's hear about some 2020 and beyond. Heroes throughout time.
Yep, heroes through time. Not throughout, just through time. Heroes through time. So, Comic-Con came and went this year. You know. Oh, before one thing. Before we get started. Effin', I had a very lucky thing. We're both huge fans of Collider. Or, are you? Do you watch Collider live at all?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, did you watch Collider live? Okay. Did you watch a couple episodes ago? On, like, Friday?
I did not. I missed Friday. Why? Did you get a phone call in?
It was like either Thursday or Friday. And they were talking about Comic-Con, so it might have been Thursday, it was Thursday because I was off that day. Mm-hmm. And they were talking about Comic-Con. And I was like, all right, why don't we open up the phone lines? I clicked on. I was like, there's no way in hell. I heard the phone ring. I was like, there's no way in hell it's going to be me. There's no way. I'm going to laugh if it's me. Sure enough, I hear friggin' Roka, Cobster, friggin' Makuga, and Riley. I'm really pumped about I popped when I heard Riley. I was like, yes! So this is great. So, I love this. Because, and here's the sad part. At this point, I had no idea Comic-Con was going at that point. So, I made a complete moron of myself. But it was still funny. So it was like, because it was freaking like, Josh was like, Josh Fukuga, and it's like, this is, look for Collateral Lab, this is Josh Fukuga, who did, he started fumbling over his words. So to kind of play off of it, I was like, damn it, Josh, this is live TV. Anyway, that went over like a lead balloon. I got a, from Josh. I was like, okay, I'm just going to leave the comedy to the guys who do it all the time. But anyway.
Hey, it's better than nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. But, okay, so it's like, I said, with, Comic-Con around the corner, and friggin' Roka just goes, or happening. I was like, huh? Oh, shit. I had an idea I wanted to see if I wanted to talk to you guys about, and I said, Riley, you're going to get a kick out of this, because this is for a potential Superman 2 sequel, Man of Steel 2 sequel. It's like, ooh, you hear cops go, he is so hard already. I'm like... So I pitched him the if you wanted to go friggin' Superman versus the Elite for Man of Steel 2, the Idris Elba idea I tossed at you. He was like, ooh. He's like, all right. So what's the other one? I said, if you want to go on the other side of this, because I told him there were two. It was more casting ideas, not so much for an actual plot. I said, then on the other side of this, if you wanted to go like the other side of the Superman Rogues Gallery, what you could do is have Mr. Mixie Spitlick. As what is it?
Wallace Shawn.
Yes, as Wallace Shawn. You know what Riley's response was?
What?
Ooh, I like that. I was like, yes. So I popped so hard. I was like, yes. I was like, okay, one down. I gotta talk to friggin'. Because here's the best thing about this. Another slight little tangent here. I love this. The Jay and Silent Bob reboot has something going on called the Reboot Roadshow, where they're coming through Tampa and Orlando in November. I plan on going to that, and I would love to talk to Kevin Smith, even if for like a couple seconds, and pitch him this idea. And I would love to see if he takes this idea and takes it on to a Fat Man Beyond. He's like, I had a fan talk to me about this. I want to see. And I was like, take this back to Mark or whatever. I want to see what his reaction was. But but that'd be so cool, man. I'm getting hyped about this though. I'm like, yes. I'm like, I have things. It's like I'm working with the best in the business so far. I'm trying my best. Anyway. How funny would it be if I tweeted this out to friggin' one day I just received like a DM or a friggin' tweet from Kevin. I was like, hey, can I be on your show? I was like, wait, what the fuck? Kevin wants to be on my show? Yes, that'd be great.
You fire.
It's like, Dave,
I give you permission. If Kevin Smith wants to be on the writers' room, you can let me go. I know my place.
Your place is out that door. Come, sit down. Let us talk and communicate and just have a good time. No, I'll keep you there. It's like, Because I would love for that to happen, man. And anyway, we're getting way off topic here. I have to go and rethink and pull up the friggin' headlines for Comic-Con. Because I'm already, like, fanboying out over things that's not going to happen. I mean, I am going to go see the Roadshow. The reboot. I am going to go see the Reboot Roadshow, but I'm still popping over what happened. And everything else is going on. So, Comic-Con. San Diego Comic-Con had Marvel, who just won. I think Marvel just won Comic-Con again. And
by being the only one.
No, DC was there. DC was there. Yeah, they were. They announced the Harley Quinn animated series on
Oh, okay, DC TV was there. The movies weren't there.
Yeah, no, the movies weren't there. No, I'm talking DC as a whole. I'm not talking about Marvel Studios versus DC. No,
I'm sorry.
I'm just talking about the two big ones against each other. And they're like, yeah. But they announced the slate, and I was like, holy crap. I want to pull up that slate real quick, because this is going to be great.
I have it in front of me if you want me to read it off.
I will find the slate myself real quick, and not because I just want to see this, because I want this on my phone, so I got to find the image anyway. Marvel Comic-Con 2019. Not images. There we are.
But despite all the stuff they have there on the slate, they don't got time to talk to me about Fantastic Four. They don't got time to talk to me about mutants.
So, couple of things here. Oh, here we are. What's this? Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit, because I have it up on here already. I have it on my phone right now. It is. We can talk about this way. Okay, so May 1st, which is approximately after I leave my current job, because me and a friend of mine are like, we're leaving before the next Marvel phase kicks off. That's not happening again. That was nuts. So May 1st is going to be Black Widow. Okay, cool. Then in the fall of 2020, this is May 1st, 2020, so this is next year. And then the fall of next year, on Disney Plus, which is launching at the end of this year, is going to be Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm like, okay, cool. Then
launching in America, but not in Canada till later, early 2020. Sad.
Anyway.
Sad Canadian.
You got Captain Canuck. We have a guy who said Hail Hydra, so go fuck off. So.
Oh, can we do an Alpha Flight podcast? I want to do an Alpha Flight.
I'll tell you what. Here's what we'll do. When Disney Plus launches, that day we will have an Alpha Flight just to make you feel better. How's that sound?
Woo! Gonna talk to everyone about Vindicator, about Puck, about Sasquatch. I'm so happy.
Anyway, that was funny. And then on November 6th would be the next one for the year 2020.
Actually, what's coming out in fall 2020? I got sad.
Wait, what?
I got sad and interrupted you before you said what's coming out in 2020. In fall of 2020.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the people at home.
Okay, that's fair. And then, The Eternals on November 6th, 2020. How do you feel about this so far? I'm curious.
About the Eternals or about the whole slate thus far, these first three?
Thus far.
I am probably most excited. The three things you've said so far I have 3 different levels of excitement for.
Okay, let's break
I
them
am
down.
pumped. I am most pumped for Falcon and Winter Soldier
Okay.
because I think a cool transition into earning the shield and stuff will be cool. I'm also really excited to finally see Baron Zemo in the pink because I hope he gets his sword and his dumb crown. Oh,
Okay.
I am the most interested, but not the most pumped for Eternals
Really?
because I consider myself a huge nerd. Obviously, look at what we're doing right now on the internet. But
No, this doesn't make you a nerd. This makes you a friend of a guy who has too much time on his hands.
Fair enough. But the Eternals are still a concept that I really only know as, oh, well, they're less good new gods, essentially. And I know that's not really what they are, but that's how I think of them.
Okay, that's fair.
They're just less good new gods.
I mean, and we have a stance on the new gods, given our situation.
Sons of Father. Shout out.
Hail Hydra. What?
I'm signed up for this.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm done.
And also, like, that cast is really intriguing to me. Especially, like, Richard Madden is, like, a fantastic actor, and I love seeing him in a lot of stuff. And I want him to do very well and be very successful.
Okay.
And then Black Widow is a movie that I'm just like, okay, I will see this movie.
Now,
that's how I feel about it.
Okay, my question is this. My question is this. Do we really need it, though? Because she's no longer here.
Well, I think what this movie's going to do...
Spoilers, by the way.
If I can... Sorry? Oh, spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers.
If I can go into slight, like, fan theory stuff of something I was talking about with my buddy was... so Taskmaster...
We never talked about this.
Villain. Oh, not you. I do have other friends.
You're not allowed. I'm sorry, I'm done.
Was with Taskmaster being the villain of Black Widow and stuff. But and you see him like in the concept art and stuff. He's got the shield, but he also in the comics, he's got that dope sword and he's got a bow and arrow and stuff. So we're like, what if this movie is used to set up Taskmaster as a villain that can run through a lot of the other Disney Plus shows. So he can then become like an antagonist to he can like pop up and fight Falcon and Winter Soldier for a second. And then he can pop up in spoilers for later in the slate. He can pop up in Hawkeye and stuff, and like that's where he gets the bow and stuff. And then maybe he shows up in some of the other movies, and we just get to see him doing that stuff. But do we need it? No. We should have gotten this movie like 6 years ago, probably.
Yeah.
But I get why they're doing it, because they're going to set up like a new Black Widow for the MCU and stuff, probably.
Was there another Black Widow?
Sorry?
Was there another Black Widow outside of Natasha, or no?
I forget her name, but she was called Iron Maiden in the comics, I believe, and she becomes Black Widow for a little bit when Black Widow dies. And there's I haven't seen the footage, but there's a character in the movie who like has a fight with Natasha and stuff, and they call each other sister and stuff, and people are speculating that they're gonna set that person up to be the Black Widow if we need a Black Widow in the MCU going forward.
I mean, I don't think we do. Not saying that as a pretentious white male. I'm saying that from the standpoint of, well, we got a couple of things already, but we already got a Black Widow. She died. I'm losing my own point here. No, we have a lot of. Holy shit! I'm lost my train of thought. We have a lot of female heroes already. I was about to say villains. I'm not saying we don't need another, but it's like you would be.
I was gonna say, careful.
Yeah, it's like eggshell avoided. Now onto thin ice. Okay. But it's like to just bring back Black Widow for the sake of bringing back Black Widow would make no sense, storytelling wise. Is it nice to have her as an ancillary character in the wings? Sure, that makes sense. But to be like, this is our new Black Widow, no, that would be dumb. I mean, again, I can't really say that as a predominantly white male, viewer. So it's not fair of me to say, because there's a lot to be said about characters that have been, the mantle's been passed to someone else, and it's been like, oh, that's fine, and whatever. Captain America being another one. We got 100.
That's most of.
Huh?
That's most of Phase 4.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that.
Yeah. Hold on. Oh, forget it. I'm gonna do this. Whatever. What was I doing? What was I saying? But yeah. Fuck. I've lost my entire train of thought just then. Lovely.
Well, I said how I felt about the three things going forward. How do you feel?
I am of the mindset, and this will be a spoiler for the entire thing. I am going to reserve judgment until after I see a trailer, or in some of the Disney Plus stuff, an episode, and then I'll go ahead and say it, because that would make sense, and that's fair, However, given what's in front of me, with just the three alone, I am excited to see how they handle Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They said they wanted to go cosmic in Phase 4. You can't get any more cosmic than, fucking the Eternals. So there's that. Black Widow, I kind of said my piece about it. I mean, Black Widow was Natasha Romanoff. We had that character's arc from Iron Man 2 to Endgame, and that was it. It was tied in a nice little bow, and it was done. That was it. But this was just kind of like, a backstory would have been cool in Phase 1. That way it could have been like, oh shoot, we do have another Black Widow, because she was set up all the way back in Phase 1. This just kind of seems like shoehorning. Again, that's to me, and I'm not saying that from the perspective of I keep saying this, a white male fan. It's more of a storytelling perspective. It's like, if you wanted to do this, you could have done this a while ago. Then again, you could not have known back after 2008 or whenever it was, 2010, whatever the fuck, Iron Man 2 came out, that this was going to be as big as it is, let alone as much of pop culture as it is nerd culture. So, hindsight being 2020, you could have done it that way, but am I happy she's getting her own movie? Yes. Is it too late? A little. Because it may, again, it just doesn't make any sense. That's it. Unless
Can I
it's
say something kind of
to contradict it? Go ahead.
controversial?
Oh, go ahead.
For me, anyway, as I've just said previously in this very podcast, Ant-Man, favorite superhero of all time. That movie should have been the Black Widow movie. That's when they should have done Black Widow. Because they set everything up in Age of Ultron. and then that should have gone. I would have taken Ant-Man's movie away to give her hers there.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then you could have still introduced an Ant-Man. Didn't have to be Paul Rudd's Scott Lang Ant-Man. It could have just been Ant-Man and Ant-Man. But whatever. But again, this is all in hindsight. And that's going to lead into our writer's room, which is something else I would have done completely different. The next one on here I see for February 12th, 2021. So we're already breaking into 2021, about 2 years ago, 2 years ahead now. Would be Shang-Chi. Oh crap. And the Legend of the Ten Rings. Okay. Makes you wonder if they're actually going to go full Mandarin this time, and if they are, this is going to be awkward. Because if you remember,
well, they are. They cast him.
They casted the original Mandarin, like the real Mandarin.
Yeah, they've cast. I don't have the name in front of me, but they said vamp for a second while I looked that up.
Okay, so next thing we have is also on Disney Plus. WandaVision. Okay. That's going to be in the spring of 2021. May 7th, 2021. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Nice. Spring of 2021 is going to be the Loki series on Disney Plus. And summer of 2021 will be the Marvel Studios What If series. Again on Disney Plus. Following Disney Plus, this is the last one we have here so far for the Disney Plus service as far as shows go, is in fall of 2021, the Hawkeye show. And rounding out the year in 2021 is going to be Thor, Love and Thunder. So, wow. That's fun. What do you want to start with? If we're breaking this down by year, or do you want to talk movies first, or do you want to talk the shows first? What do you want to talk about first?
First, I want to say that it's Tony Lee. I hope I'm saying his last name right. Leung will be playing the real Mandarin.
Nice.
But yeah, so why don't we just start there? Because I think that movie, first of all, shout out to my Canadian brother. Oh my God, I have already forgotten his name.
Some brother you are.
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Anyway, the guy playing Shang-Chi is an Asian Canadian actor, and I'm really excited. Who actually tweeted in 2016? Someone showed me this today. Said, "Hey, good job on Captain America and Thor and Doctor Strange, but Marvel, let me know when you need an Asian superhero."
Oh,
and you know what?
Nice.
They get back to him. But that's actually where I want to start, because I think that this movie, just in the title, is the most ingenious thing. Because we're both comic fans.
Yeah.
Do you know literally anything about Shang-Chi? Exactly.
Hang on. I'm researching. I'm not researching. I'm thinking.
Other than his name is Shang-Chi, and he is a master of Kung Fu.
No, that's not
Other
what
than that.
I was not going to say that, although, damn it, I need something else. Wasn't he one of the guys? Not Tai Lung. I'm thinking of fucking Kung Fu Panda.
You're thinking of Iron
No, Tai Lung. That's fucking Kung Fu Panda, dude.
Oh, sorry.
Fuck. Iron Fist City thing. What the fuck is it?
Kunlun.
Thank you. Wasn't he like one of the warriors of Kunlun or some shit?
I don't think so.
And is it racist?
I don't think he's
And is it racist that I think that the first Asian superhero that we get here, I immediately link back to a very crappy Iron Fist show that has nothing to do with Asians, but has the Asian guy in it, or has the non-Asian. I use the word Asian a lot.
I see that. So I'm gonna get you out of this hole.
Thank you.
And say, I think what's really interesting about this is the two of us, big comic book fans, but we can't tell you jack about Shang-Chi. And,
sorry.
But how do you get people like us and people who are only fans of MCU to go see this movie? You make it a sequel to the first Iron Man movie.
How does that
work? Which is just well, it's the Legend of the Ten Rings. The group that kidnaps Tony in the beginning.
Yeah.
Is the Ten Ring.
Yeah.
So if you link those guys up, and they showed at Hall H, like, oh, look at all these times that we've mentioned the Ten Rings, because like 10 rings pop up in the first Iron Man, they pop up in Ant-Man. There's like a newspaper clipping about them in Winter Soldier and stuff.
Okay.
So it's like you're making it so important to the MCU as a whole, and I hope to God that this movie starts with the real Mandarin crushing Ben Kingsley's skull.
I don't think that's how that would work.
Because if you've seen the short film and stuff, Hail to the King, you know the real Mandarin, he has the fake Mandarin.
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know how. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that one. But yeah, I mean, it gives. Yeah, I got nothing. I dug my hole. I don't want to go back into it by accident. So I am very excited about this. I am worried about. I am very excited. I don't know why I said I'm not. I'm worried. I am tired. And I have a trivia match after this at 9:00. So. So yeah. But after that we have. Do you want to go movie or do you want to go TV show?
Let's go movies. Let's just stick with the moves.
Movies for right now, and then we'll double back around for the TV shows then.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So next we have Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Which kind of sounds like something
best title ever.
I was about to say it sounds like something Stan Lee would have titled one of his books. I missed that, man. Which, by the way, this was the first Comic-Con we didn't have Stan Lee.
Moment of silence. Okay, back to the podcast.
Yep. Or another mode of silence for John Schnepp. We didn't have him either.
Okay. Wow. We can return.
Yeah, that got somber real quick. Anyway, but
you know what? Moment of silence for Tony Stark.
No, okay, no. Robert Downey Jr. is alive and well. No.
Moment of silence for Vision.
No, stop it. You're gonna no.
I'd like a moment of silence for Gamora.
God, she's still alive. Damn it.
Well, you know, it's a different Gamora.
It's
hashtag not my Gamora.
Oh God, don't even start that. Don't even start that. Anyway, they said, now getting back on topic here, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness fucking will be a horror movie.
Well, this made me want to skip.
Oh yeah, I was talking to you about another kind of horror movie idea I have, and you're like, yeah, I'd be hiding behind a fiance at that point. I'm like, yeah, I don't blame you either.
Fun fact: I'm a big baby.
We both are. But yet I went to go see Halloween, and I was like, this movie's not scary at all. So, whatever. You probably would have soiled yourself. But...
Well, that's why I wear the brown pants.
You've got the right idea. Anyway. But, let's see. Beyond that, I mean, we don't know anything about the plot or anything, which I'm like, I want to get a little bit more, because there's a lot we can go off of with just the title. So we're going to go off.
I think they said the villain is Nightmare, which is exciting. That's a pretty big mystic villain. I'm surprised they didn't just go Dormammu or Mordo again.
Yeah, that...
But...
my God, you don't want to beat the dead horse this early, so... going back...
You mean you don't want to see what Mordo does after too many sorcerers?
I mean, I do, but I also don't want it to be like Dormammu's coming back because of Mordo. I'm like, that's stupid,
That is kind of the plot of the first one.
Yeah.
Except Casillas.
Yeah. So, that's the thing. After this... until I get at least a synopsis for most of these... whatever. But then this one, we have to talk about. We've got to talk about this.
The next movie, though.
Yes, the next movie, though. I have things to say about this. The next movie is going to be Thor: Love and Thunder, which I thought was funny because Tessa Thompson looked at Chris Hemsworth, Thor, and she was like, "Are you Thunder and I'm Love, or what's going on here?" So, and then I don't know when I gotta go see this panel first, because I should have seen some of these beforehand. But seriously, I am hyped that friggin' Natalie Portman has come back, and she is going to be Lady Thor, I think, because Taika handed her Mjolnir during the panel.
He also talked about how while he was doing Ragnarok, he was reading the Mighty Thor comic run with Lady Thor in it and stuff. And he says that this is coming straight from that.
Oh, nice. Now, which is funnier because there is a line in one of the comics that there's a panel where Jane Foster holds up Mjolnir, puts it right on Thor's chest, and she goes, "Calm thy tits." I was like, okay. And my friends at work was like, if that's not in the movie, I'm not seeing it. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I mean, bad enough we didn't get the awesome facial hair bros high five and Strange going, "I hate you." But, bad enough we didn't get that. That better be in the movie. But anyway, I am very hyped about this, and everyone's like, hush. My friend from work, Boonzo, for those who've watched this before, he's like, "Oh, no, she's just there for a paycheck." I'm like, I don't think so, because the whole thing with the Mighty Thor is she has cancer. Being an Asgardian takes away her chemo. It wipes out her chemo. So she's basically dying. And I think we might have that happen in this movie. I'm like, okay.
You think so?
It might be. I mean, because if they're going on a timeline to where it's like the timeline like follows this to a certain degree, I don't know. It would be weird. It would definitely be weird. Not weird, but to have Jane Foster Thor and have Thor Odinson now. Don't choke up now. It would be weird. I mean, not weird. Damn it, my words are not here. And you talk for a minute so I can collect my thoughts.
can't. It's interesting that you say it would be weird to have Lady Thor, who I actually have grown to love. When I first heard that it's like, oh my god, what's her Jane Foster? Jane Foster's the new Thor. I was like, really? We're doing that? And I was kind of like, I don't want to read this. But then I had a friend of mine who was like, no, man, the run's really good. I went back and started reading. I was like, wow. And then like leading up to her death and stuff is some of the best Thor stuff I've ever seen. But you talk about how it would be weird to have Odin's son and her in there together.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
son, I don't think Odin's son, I don't think he's making it out of the first act.
You don't. You think they're gonna kill off Hemsworth?
Yeah, because Hemsworth, he's been doing this for a long time, and he has publicly said that he wants to spend more time with his kids.
That's fair.
So I think that he comes back, does like, he's in like the first like 45 minutes of the movie. We get this like cute rom-com thing with him and Natalie Portman, and they confirm that Valkyrie is going to be gay in the movie, so there might be some like friction where she's like, "Oh, Thor, better watch out! I'll steal your girl." And then
that's funny.
And then, like in a climactic battle or something, Chris Hemsworth dies protecting Valkyrie and Jane. And then that motivate, because I don't know, I'd like them to do the cancer stuff, but I don't know that they will.
I mean, that him. Chris Hemsworth simply wanted to be with his kids, spend more time with his kids. That's an easy thing to do. Just don't make Thor movies for a while. You know? So it's like, if I'm not saying they have
but now he's doing one.
Well, yeah, but it's like how... Well, yeah. But I'm like... He doesn't have to make another one immediately after this one. That's my point. That's what I'm trying to say. Because the whole thing has just been, like, Chris Hemsworth's just been everywhere. He's like, I want to take a break from movies. Because this could be the last movie he's making before he takes a break or whatever from these movies. Or not movies entirely, but just kind of... Because this dude's probably loaded with all the fucking money he's got from these movies. You know? He can be like, okay, I'm going to stop making movies for a bit. I'm going to peace out here for a minute. I got to go be with my kids. Bye. You know? He could do that. So, if you want to... Because the last we saw of him, it was going to be the Asgardians of the Galaxy. That would have been funny. Even funnier, though, would be still having him be Fat Thor. Or Bro Thor, as I say. Because Bro Thor is best Thor. Makes it very easy to cosplay. Makes it very easy to cosplay. Which I would do, too. But yeah, it's like, I would love for him to be like, to have those two like meet up. He's like, Thor? He's like, oh, shit. Yeah, how's it going? I'm just here doing my Asgardian thing. What's up with you? She's like, well, I found this. She just nonchalantly just picks up Mjolnir like a lot of people can do nowadays. It's like, first off, wow. Second off, where did you get that? It's like...
That's a great point. It's broken.
It's like, So I was like, okay. That's a thing. But yeah. It's like... It's like, so, Nidavellir was right over there, and he reforged it for me, and I brought it back now. And you can try to lift it now. She just lifts it, no problem. Like, huh? We gotta talk. It's like, do we now? That would be like a little conversation or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, you know what would actually be really cool?
What's that?
So, you know how like New Asgard is on the spot where
Odin died. Yeah.
So that's also where Hela broke the hammer.
Yeah.
So what
no,
if?
no, hold on.
hold
on. Before you continue, I just had an idea. This will be funny. I would laugh if Jane goes looking for Thor after all this. She goes to wherever they are, like Iceland, Greenland, Scotland, wherever the fuck they are, and she finds the pieces
Norway?
of Mjolnir. Yeah, Norway. Thank you. I don't know why I said the three. I was like Norling, whatever, some kind of land. Anyway, so they go there. She goes there, picks up all the pieces, and kind of duct tapes it together so she can give it to Thor. But when she goes to pick it up, it like fixes itself because all the pieces are there, or most of the enough of the pieces are there to like fix itself. And she's like, "This is new." And then she gets the powers of Thor, and she can just kind of fly off. That's my idea. It starts out being like duct taped together, and then it's just kind of like, huh, okay, this is new. But yeah, go ahead. What was your idea?
Ideas of how this scene goes.
No,
So,
it's like no wait. It's like all
in my
duct tape.
vision,
Sorry, it's like all duct tape and then one Band-Aid. I'm done. I'm done.
so in my version of this, like Natalie Portman, Jane Foster, she comes to New Asgard and stuff for whatever reason, as it is under attack by. I think it would be really cool if the villain of this movie, and I think it might be with the name being Love, was it's not Enchantress because that's DC, but what's her name?
Actually, no, it is Enchantress.
The blonde lady. Oh, it is Enchantress? Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, that's the weird thing, because it's like there's Enchantress, and there's Enchantadora, which Enchantress, the DC Enchantress, and the Enchantadora is both DC. They're both DC. They're two different people.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But I'm just going to call her the Enchantress so that I don't get confused with myself.
That's fine.
So while like the Enchantress or something is like attacking New Asgard doing her thing and stuff, and this would have been the point in my original idea where I was like, oh, Chris Hemsworth, he's gonna die. This would be the point where he would have sacrificed himself, but now it's Jane seeing him getting beat down and beat down and beat down and stuff, and trying to like do something. And then she like in a moment she like screams out like no or something and like starts running over there, and then you start seeing the ground shake and all the like shards of Mjolnir like pop up out of the ground and just right into her hand, because like this is her moment of like mortal sacrifice where she's going to now protect herself, where she's going to sacrifice herself protecting Thor.
Hold on. You watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right?
I did the first 2 seasons. Yeah, the
Okay.
Enchantress's younger sister was on 1 season.
Lorelai.
1 episode. Yeah.
Okay. Because I saw that, I was like, holy crap, hang on. Because I figured if, instead of it being like her younger sister, that was her, but she just kind of enchanted herself, so it didn't look like her, I guess. And then she could be like, Thor's gone. I'm taking over New Asgard now. This is my time. This is my thing. So she's over there with them in New Asgard, but under a spell linker.
I think Valkyrie would have some things to say with that.
I know, and that's where the problem would start. Because... So this is when it's like... And then Jane Foster would come in looking for Thor because of the snap or the blip, rather. Again, spoilers. But, she comes back looking for Thor, seeing if he's okay. And this is about the time when all the stuff just starts going south for New Asgard. And then we could turn this into an entire writer's room of how we think this could work. This is great.
Let's pause this conversation. I think it's sufficient to say we're both excited about Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
And if we want, we can continue this in a different forum.
Yeah.
But we still got some TV shows.
Yeah. We do. No, and by the way, I was looking through this real quick, and I was looking for, just looking over, what's it called? Because I was going to say, you could just have someone by the name of Amora just there, because I was looking for her like, real name. For that. For that whole thing. It's like, you can have one person named Amora just like, where's Thor? Why is it? And then she just causes a ruckus. So, yeah. The next one. Okay, so that's it for the movies for 2021. The first show in 2021
is
shush.
Well, it's not, but we'll get to that.
No, but the fact it was like, or is it? Shush. Just nonchalant, just
I know.
disregarding you completely. Just shush.
Disregarding Blade. First we're disregarding women, then the Asian community, and now Blade. Travis, I got some questions.
Do not put that on me. It was not on the thing, because I was looking at a picture from Comic-Con, and I did not see it on here. Okay? Leave me alone.
Okay.
Anyway.
I'm just teasing.
Okay, good, because I'm about to punch you in the face. It's like, I will fly to Canada, find where you live, and punch you in the face. It'll be like a week later. What was that for?
Turning
It's like, what was that for?
Turning off my GPS on my computer.
It's like, what was that for? That was for a week ago, asshole. What was a week ago?
So many things that could get me punched in the face. What could it be?
But yeah, I was going to get to that. This is the things that have been announced and confirmed is what it is. They have a date for. But yeah, so the first show for 2021 on the Disney Plus is WandaVision.
That's just a fun name to say.
WandaVision. It sounds like, here's what it sounds like. It sounds like the entire show is going to be filmed on a GoPro, and it's going to be her point of view on everything. That's what it sounds like. WandaVision. It's like that.
What was that movie?
Hardcore Henry.
There we go.
Which, by the way, that was funny. The website was hardcorehenrythemovie.com. Because you can't just type in hardcore.
Gotta be.
Yeah, you really do.
Safe search on.
Yeah. Always. So yeah, WandaVision. Now I'm like, I wonder, are they going to try and bring back Paul Bettany's vision through this show and then kind of reintroduce him that way? Or is this going to be like the times in between? And just kind of fill in some gaps for us?
I can answer that because I know you haven't watched the full panel and stuff. I have got a chance to.
Oh, okay.
We
have an informed mind over here. That's fine. At least one of us did.
So this is post Endgame.
Okay, so it's gonna be like a quest for Spock. Got it.
Sorry, Vision is in it.
Oh, he is.
They will not. They're like we can't tell you how he's in it because that would be a spoiler.
Duh.
And they brought Paul Bettany and stuff on stage, being like, "Look at him, he's back."
But was he in full
Elizabeth
makeup
Olsen
though?
said, "No, not for comic."
Then he's
on.
not
that
back.
Takes like
then he's not back. It's just Paul Bettany.
Okay. But then they have. But Elizabeth Olsen said this will be the show where Wanda turns from Wanda into the Scarlet Witch.
Ooh. Oh God.
And also, they also said that because they're trying to make Disney Plus and stuff actually matter to the movies, that this TV show will actually impact Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, why do I get... Oh, gosh. Why do I get House of M vibes?
That'd be cool. That would actually be, you know what? I'd be down, and I think it would be a cool thing, except the reverse, where she is now the thing that creates mutants.
I know. So
instead of no more mutants, let's have some mutants.
No, instead of no more mutants, no more humans. So the humans have to either die off or, air quotes, evolve into mutants. Hey, well, that one.
Ah, that's cool. But I have a feeling that this show is going to be a lot like this has been said a million times on the internet, so it's not an original idea, but that's going to be like the Vision one where like it's super like happy-go-lucky and he makes his own little family and stuff and they all wear sweater vests.
Yeah, that would be funny. That would be funny.
Yeah. But I am very excited about that show.
Yep. Now, the next show for the spring of 2021 on Disney Plus. Loki! I can see that too. I can see that being a theme song. Who is this god of mischief? He is Loki! He is brother to Thor. Loki!
He's adopted.
Loki! That was so perfect. Like, he's adopted. Loki!
You know, you have a great gift. Not many people can make themselves laugh as easily as you can.
I am very easily entertained.
It's a great gift you have, Travis.
I am very easily entertained. I am very easily amused. You know what the no, hold on. I'll put a pause button on this part of the conversation for a second. I developed it so well because here's what I do. I do this every day. It's my training ritual before I get up. Wow, before I go to work, before I do anything important for the day. I wake up. I walk over to the nearest mirror. I look at it, look dead in my eyes, and I say, "Amuse me," and I do.
You know what? I might be taking that. That sounds like a great way to start your morning.
It is hilarious. It is the best thing ever. It just dead in my eyes. Just amuse me. Besides, if I can't laugh at myself, who can I laugh at? So there you go. And for all of our American viewers, I mean, who can I laugh at besides our president? Anyway, getting back to this, Loki. So, former king of Asgard, Loki. Okay, that's it. I will continually write this. I will. I swear to you.
This is gonna be like Fishy Drago 2.
Yeah, no, you said it wrong. It's not Fishy Drago 2, it's Aquaman Man 2. Okay.
Check out the writer's room for the DCEU Part 2 to understand that reference.
Or all of these references.
Fair.
Okay, my head hurts from laughing so hard. Good Lord have mercy. All right.
So Loki.
Sorry.
It's the god of mischief.
Loki.
Who 5 seconds earlier had been beat up by the Hulk. I was trying to avoid that. And stole the Tesseract.
Loki.
We're just moving right along. My partner is suffering some kind of mental break, so we're just gonna truck right on through and talk about how that guy with the horns is gonna be traveling through space. All right, you know what? Let's move on. What's the next show? What if?
Okay.
What's the next show?
I'm done. Oh, okay. I am done. I am done.
How did we switch? By the way, I feel like usually I'm the Joker in this, and you're the straight man. How have you've broken me throughout the course of this podcast?
I apparently you didn't take your daily dose of I don't give a fuck. So that's probably how this went wrong. Either that or I had a double portion today, and I'm like, I'm just gonna have fun with this.
Something like that.
Okay, but seriously, Loki. Now I have it playing in my own head every time I say the name, which is funny. So yeah. Hey, at least better. It's better my head. It's better in my head than out my mouth.
That's true. Can you get through this show though?
I
you want to circle back to it?
I am done. I'm done. There may be I will say this. There may be a couple I just can't resist, and it's just
you know what? I can't stop you. I can only judge you.
Everyone does. I don't care anymore. So, all right. So, Loki. This is taking place immediately after, I guess you would say,
Endgame.
I was about to say, I guess you could say Endgame, because they're technically going back to the alternate the timeline thing, which makes me wonder, with this show and the next show on Disney Plus in the summer of 2021, What If? I'm wondering if they're going to do like a crossover type thing, towards like, because of all the different things that happen throughout the course of this, course of Endgame and such. I'm starting to wonder if this would not cross over, but be a have a causality of this, to where Loki's just kind of going around like changing a couple of things before people can really notice what's going on, and just kind of be like, okay, this is it, we're done. You know? Okay, so. But that's my thought.
Correct me if I'm wrong. He has the Tesseract, right?
Yeah.
Which is the Space Stone.
Right.
So he can jump around from place to place, but he can't travel through time or dimensions, right?
Debatable. It depends on how you want to spin this. Because space, you have to travel through both space and time. So it's like, I don't know. But whatever.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Can I pitch you on a villain for this series?
You mean Loki's not the villain?
Well, I'm gonna assume that he will be kind of like an anti-hero, but like, who will be the person fighting against Loki?
If you say Mephisto, I'm gonna hit you twice when I fly to Canada.
No, but my face will be saved.
By one punch. One punch!
Well. Oh my goodness.
Okay, to be fair, that wasn't the Loki thing.
It wasn't. It was not. Okay.
Okay.
Oh boy.
We're both cracking up. This
rails, hasn't it?
This is definitely a thing that's going to be happening and will be happening for a while, which is I'm completely fine with. Okay, but you were saying,
yeah,
the villain.
Okay,
thing.
so the reason, Loki in that timeline was supposed to have gotten taken out and taken back to Asgard and stuff. But he got away with the Tesseract.
Yeah.
Now, who was tasked with putting the timeline back together? Captain America.
Oh, no. Great.
But, no, he won't be. But I would love to see, because you're not going to get Chris Evans back, because he's like, I'm done. I'm 100% done. He's not even coming back to do Old Boys in What If and stuff. And I wouldn't want him to.
Right.
But given the white suit and stuff, you could have his like helmet up the entire time.
Yeah.
And just have the shield. So it's like implied America.
Yeah.
And stuff and it's kind of like a thing where he'll show up, like try and fight Loki, but Loki will get away, and stuff, and eventually, because I don't think any of these shows on Disney Plus are gonna. I think they're all gonna be like one season type things because these casts would be hella expensive to keep on for years. So I think like by the end of Loki and stuff, I think he'll be back to his time. He'll have realized that, you know what, life really would be better if I just went back and got captured by Thor. So he goes back to the moment where he escaped.
But wait, how? But how would how would Loki go back though?
Well, he killed. Well, you know, he's mischievous.
He's mischievous. You know why?
Because he's Loki.
There you go. It's not.
That's Loki. The one you get.
Okay, I'm good.
But I'm excited for this show because it's the Loki that's still evil, who hasn't had all the character development and stuff.
Right. So now the next show, again, I already said this before, in 2021 is going to be What If? What if Captain America never joined the Avengers? What if Loki never became a bad guy? What? You're mad at me now, aren't you? I can feel.
Nah, I'm good. I'm just glad we're off that show.
Yeah, give it a minute. Anyway, so it's like all these what if things. Okay, that's cool, but it's like there are a few things you could do still. I mean, you have the freedom to do a lot as one-off things, which is great.
It's also animated, so you can do whatever you want.
Oh, really? What if it's going to be animated?
Yeah, it's animated, and they like showed a bunch of the they got like a lot of the original actors to like come back. Like Michael B. Jordan's coming back as Killmonger for one. Josh Brolin's coming back as Thanos.
Ooh.
Haley Atwell's coming back. Actually, they announced the first one. I think they said is what if Peggy got the super soldier serum instead of Steve?
Oh, wow. Yikes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, it's animated, so they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, that okay. That's a lot better.
I'm curious about What If though, because have you read a lot of the What Ifs and stuff?
No. I have tried. I just haven't gotten a lot of them done. I mean, I read the What If Spider-Man joined the Fantastic Four. What if Spider-Man never left show business? Beyond that, no. Haven't read many of them.
But like, the thing about What If is almost every time at the end of What If, it's awful and everybody dies and the world ends. Being like, so it's a good thing that it didn't happen this way.
Oh, wow, I have an idea.
So I'm just curious to see if like they're gonna keep that grim tone throughout everything, where it's like everything that happened is the best that could have happened, otherwise everything sucks.
Yeah, like Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe.
I'd want a Deadpool 3 before that little What If animated.
That's fair. But that would be awesome, though.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Is there any, like... Because What If is actually probably the thing in Phase 4 I am most excited for. just because it's going to be so weird and out there.
I would love for this to be hosted, air quotes, by Uatu. That would be cool.
It is.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's narrated by the Watcher, and it's played by, oh my god, what is his name? He plays... he's from Casino Royale and Westworld. His name is... Oh my god. His name is...
James Marsters?
No, it's Jeffrey Wright. There we go.
Oh, Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah.
Wasn't he Barbosa?
So he's voicing... No, that's Jeffrey Rush.
Oh.
Don't get me started on Jeffrey Rush.
Did I miss something? Or is this a good don't get me started?
That's a story. We don't got time to go into Jeffrey Rush.
Fair enough.
But on like what if and stuff, is there any like one what if using the current cast that we have in front of us that you'd really love to see?
None that I can think of. Darn. I can't think of anything right now. Can't think of...
Because I personally would love to see what if Killmonger had actually killed T'Challa and like was able to like get like a Wakanda taking world type thing.
Yeah. Ooh. I like this.
Oh, I see you in the back.
Shut up. I just thought about this. What if Ultron had backed up his consciousness into a satellite? That the Avengers...
and then you could get the great story.
You know, but that's just the only thing I can think of, because it's like everything else has been done. I'm like, there's no real rhyme or reason to try and shoehorn any what ifs. I'm like, if they can think of any, that'd be great. Oh, what if?
Well, it's like this.
Hold on. What if Captain Marvel helped out the Battle of New York? You know.
What if she was there? Yeah.
Yeah. What if Captain Marvel was at Age of Ultron? Ultron's destroyed already. It's like, I am free, but now I'm slag. Oh, okay then. That's a short 5-minute episode. Yeah.
I'd also be like, what if the Avengers lost the Battle of New York, and like the Chitauri went through? I realize now that I talked about how I didn't want to see everything be the darkest timeline.
But that's
the two things
best,
I've said are, what if the bad guy won?
Yeah. Or in my case, what if the bad guy had a backup? That'd be bad. Ooh. What if the Hulk... No, what if Iron Man couldn't stop the Hulk in Age of Ultron?
Ooh.
Or what if the Hulk stayed on Sakaar?
And then a bomb went off, killing his wife and daughter, and he got mad, and then came back to Earth with some gladiators because he was mad at Iron Man.
You see,
I don't know.
You see, here's the funny thing, though. That's kind of my whole thing and that's something I've actually planned. No, I'm being serious. That's something I planned in fucking the MCU that I have kind of written down. But the thing is, World War Hulk would not be aimed at the heroes. It would be aimed at Thanos.
Ooh.
Oh, shit. Could you imagine that fight? Holy crap!
Yeah.
It's like Thanos, you did, son. Oh,
But yeah, that's what it. Oh,
last one.
Oh, you got more?
Last
Hit me.
one. Last one. Last one. What if? I hate how this is gonna sound. What if there was a zombie virus in the MCU?
Oh my god! And then what if like Spider-Man got bit and he ate Mary Jane? Oh my god! What if that happened?
And Aunt May, man, that'd be dark. That'd be like some like what would we call that? Like Marvel zombies?
Marvel walkers, I think.
No,
Marvel like walkers. I'm pretty sure.
I don't think that. No, I think no, or would be I was trying to combine Marvel and Evil Dead, but that doesn't work.
Oh, Marvel zombies.
Yeah, Marvel Zombies. I think that's a good title for it. All right.
Okay.
So enough with the joking around with the what ifs and such. The last one we have here right now is Hawkeye for the Disney Plus in the fall of 2021. Now, one thing I was able to catch about this is that it is going to have Jeremy Renner returning as Hawkeye, obviously, but he's going to be training Kate Bishop. What the fuck? Kate Bishop. Now, Kate Bishop is funny because we have Stature, we have Spider-Man. I'm thinking with a couple extra young heroes we can not have lying around per se, why don't we have... I mean, we can even have a friggin' precursor to Kang and Iron Lad. Why not just have the Young Avengers?
You know who? It'll be perfect for Iron Lad, the kid from Iron Man 3.
You see, I would, but the problem is...
He was at the funeral.
No. Not what I mean. Iron Lad is literally a young version of Kang who doesn't want to be Kang.
Yeah.
So that's the only problem.
I know, but
I know what you mean, and I love that idea. That's a good spin on it. That's perfect. You know, let's cut, print, roll. It's fine. I think I said all that backwards, but whatever. That's fine. But it's like, I'm trying because I remember reading what.
I also forgot there's one more potential Young Avenger that I forgot to bring up because we just didn't talk about it.
Who did?
There's a character appearing in WandaVision also.
Young Vision!
A little bit grown up.
Who did? I thought of a Young Vision because the Vision was also on the Young Avengers or whatever the crap. But yeah, who did?
No, but little Lieutenant Trouble from
Word
Captain Marvel. She's becoming she's grown up and is in WandaVision apparently.
Word. Who is she supposed to be in the Young Avengers anyway? Or who could she be in the Young Avengers anyway?
I don't know that she's in Young Avengers, but she does grow up to be Photon.
That works.
Who's kind of that's who the character grows up to be in the comics and stuff. So.
Oh yeah.
She would be like Captain Marvel Jr. essentially, I guess, but not Miss Marvel because he needs her own movie. Love her.
And that's the thing. If you wanted to call her Miss Marvel, would you give her her? Okay, I was about to say, do you want to give her her own movie or do you want to make it Kamala Khan? Ooh, one thing you could do with the Hulk as a Young Avenger or a Champions thing is you could have like Hulk and Bruce Banner not wanting to be be Professor Hulk. Like something goes wrong, like he loses control of the Hulk one too many times, and he's like, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. And then you have totally awesome Hulk. What is his name?
Amadeus Cho.
Thank you. Amadeus Cho come and be like, I got you. And just takes the Hulk from him and be like, I got it. We're good.
Whose mom was in Age of Ultron.
Yeah. So there you go. We got ties already.
So he's out there.
Yeah, he's out there somewhere.
I love that we made Avengers talk when we were like, and the Hawkeye show will have Kate Bishop in it.
Yeah, right. But it's like, just, this is some stuff they could, no, but this is some stuff they could really think about and plan out for the future. Because it's like, Hawkeye's doing this, Kate Bishop's pulling off. Because this is also a good way to test, what characters that people are responding to. Because if nobody's responding to Kate Bishop, no point making her part of a Young Avengers or a next Avengers movie, you know? So there's all that. I'm trying to think of what else could happen. I don't know. But yeah.
But are you excited to see a Hawkeye show?
Given what we saw with Ronin in Endgame, yeah. And the fact that it's not just him being Hawkeye, like doing stuff. He's training the next Hawkeye in Kate Bishop. Now, I don't know if Kate Bishop is going to be his daughter, per se, or if Kate Bishop is someone who's like, hey, they need you back. He goes, listen, I'm retired. I got my family. I lost them once. I'm not going to lose them again. So I'm going to stay here, but I'll train you. And we can do stuff like, you know, in the city until you're trained enough to go over there, in which case that's fine. And that could be a whole season. And then the next show can just be Hawkeye, and it's Kate Bishop. And then introduce her into the MCU.
Well, yeah. They said that the Hawkeye series is going to both have him training the next, and they actually said, and the best Hawkeye in Kate Bishop, which, you know, I agree with.
Yeah.
And Jeremy Renner was the one who said that, so it's like, whoa. While also filling in what was going on when he was Ronin in those 5 years.
Now, does that
mean... someone pointed out to me... Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Someone pointed out to me saying, so there's going to be an ongoing storyline about someone trying to do better for themselves and others in the future, while also filling in a 5-year violent past. And I was like, huh. So if they do like flashbacks maybe, and someone's like, that's like Arrow season 1.
I was about to say that too. That's exactly what I was about to say. And knowing we're both fans of Arrow, I trusted you to alley-oop that for yourself.
Oh yeah. Which then, if we go back, we make Taskmaster the villain. Now we got an Archer villain.
Oh, God damn it!
You know, Arrow will have been over for 3 years at that point. Time for another Arrow themed show.
Oh my God. Oh my Lord. Oh gosh. But yeah. So speaking of Arrow, that would do it for that. Other than one other thing, Blade was confirmed by Kevin Feige, I think himself, at Comic-Con, and it's Mahershala Ali as Blade, which is cool. Which is great because it was funny because a friend of mine, again, same friend, Bunzo here, Ricardo, was like, yo, so it's like, this is dope because wasn't he like a villain on the Luke Cage? I said, yeah, he was Copperhead for the first half of the season. He goes, yeah. I said, he was also a villain in Spider-Verse. He goes, he was? I was like, yeah, dude. He was. I want to see if you get it first because he's not a movie trivia guy. Do you know who he played?
Are you looking for the real name or the supervillain name?
Either one.
So it's Aaron Davis, a.k.a. the Prowler.
My man. See, it's funny. Again, he's not in not comic book stuff, but he's not in like a movie trivia thing like we are. So he doesn't know that like right off the top like we do. So it's like, He's like, oh yeah, he was. I was like, yeah. But it's like, as like you were telling me before we started rolling, he was like, Kevin Feige goes, so yeah, we got a call from Mahershala Ali, and he said, whenever y'all want to do Blade, let me know. And we let him know. Because how can you turn down like at least a 2-time award-winning like actor who wants to be in the MCU? You kind of can't. So it's like, there you go.
I'm just so excited for that. I'd been trying in my head, because I'm a big Blade fan, I'd been trying to figure out how to make a Blade movie. And I was like, who do you cast if not Wesley Snipes? And I was like...
You mean Wesley Snipes?
Could you get... Yeah. Could you get, like, John Boyega or something? And I was like, no, he's already got Star Wars. I don't want to give him this. And I was like, do we go, like, an unknown actor?
That would work.
And I was like, nah, Blade probably needs a little, like, star power. And I never even thought Mahershala Ali would do it, because I kind of was like, he just got his second Oscar this year. He is definitely too big for Blade. But no, apparently he's like, I want to do Blade.
Yeah. You know, but also someone else, I saw a not a headline, but a video title on YouTube, I think it was from Nerdist, that this basically says, that confirms that the Netflix series aren't canon for the MCU. Yeah,
well, I saw that same headline probably, but people forget that Miranda from Luke Cage, she was already in Civil War.
Yeah.
So they already weren't canon. But
yeah.
But this is awesome, and I'm really excited to see Blade.
Yeah. I mean, I never saw any of the Blade
Even though
movies.
It doesn't have a date.
Right.
Oh my god. Did you say you haven't seen any of the Blade movies?
Right. I haven't seen any of them.
Dude, you gotta... Some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill.
I know. I mean, I've not... Just because I haven't seen them doesn't mean I haven't seen the Nostalgia Critic do Blade. It's fine. So I have some exposure to Nostalgia Critic.
No. I'm saying I was more making a joke about myself, and because I said the line, some like, motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill. I'm like, what does that mean, Blade?
I thought it was ski uphill.
It's ice skate.
Okay. Good thing that wasn't a question. That was what I missed.
Oh, trust me, I say it at least.
But yeah. I think that should cover our Marvel stuff there. I mean, not a lot else was happening today.
Before we wrap...
What's up?
Before we wrap up, can I ask you one question, though?
What's up?
Is it interesting to you, given how Spider-Man Far From Home ended, no Spider-Man announcement?
Oh, I didn't think about that. Meh. I mean, you don't have to have another Spider-Man announcement this soon. Because here's the thing. A lot of people probably still haven't seen the movie, you know? And given it came out, earlier this month? I mean, if it came out later...
Yeah.
If it came out, later... say Endgame came out earlier in the year, and then Spider-Man came out around the same time frame after Endgame, we would be talking a different story. Because that would be weird. But Kevin Feige has already said, listen, this new Spider-Man movie, this is going to be a story that has never been told in a movie before. You know? So, there's that. But beyond that, I don't know. I mean, there's not much really there to kind of discuss as far as this stuff goes. It's just kind of true to form. I mean, you just did a Spider-Man movie. You don't want to talk about another one yet for those who haven't seen it. So,
I guess.
And besides, Spider-Man is still in the public eye He was just in Endgame. He was just in Infinity War. He just had his own movie. You don't need to feel like they're oversaturating or relying on another character too soon. You know? So it's whatever.
I think it's interesting given the way the movie ended.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
That we're not, because the ending of that movie would suggest some immediacy.
Wait. Hold on. Are we talking about the mid-credits stinger, or are we talking about the post-credits thing?
The mid-credits.
Okay.
Like, given what happens in that...
Yeah, just making sure.
It kind of suggests that, like, you know, we would need to deal with that real soon. Yeah. Not 4 years from now at the minimum.
Well, I mean, just because a movie hasn't been announced in the next couple of years doesn't mean A, it's not already in development or already shooting right now. These are just release dates. This is the next release slate, not the movies they have in development or anything else that they're probably already shooting at the moment. This is when things are already going to be coming out.
Well, the ones they're shooting, they've been shooting Black Widow for 30 days, and Eternals starts shooting next week.
Yeah, well, there you go. I mean, but they're going to be done by next year, you know? So,
yeah,
you know, there's still plenty of time. We're not going to just skip 4 years.
It's weird to me that we're not dealing with that post-credit scene immediately.
Here's the thing. I think we are going to deal with it, just not right away and just not in the way you might think. That's all I'm going to say about that, you know? Because there's a lot. Because there is a lot to unpack with all this. Because if we just left it up in the air like, hey, this is what's going on, da-di-da-di-da, you know, like, we deal with this issue right now, we don't have a story for another Spider-Man movie. We don't have another way for it to intersect with another, the greater Marvel Universe. So we have to expand on the greater Marvel Universe first, and then we can start going, okay, what about this Spider-Man issue we left hanging on this one? You know, they're called cliffhangers for a reason. I'm like, if we didn't have the break, speaking of Arrow, going back to Arrow, if we didn't have the break in between the episode of The Climb and the winter break finale, for the winter break finale, and when it came back, we would never want to go back and watch it. Am I wrong?
That's true. You know what? That's true. That's true.
You know, I mean, you don't want to be. You want to have a cliffhanger like The Climb. You don't want to have a cliffhanger like the movie cliffhanger where it has an ending. So, because it wouldn't make much sense. You know?
Yeah.
Just a thought.
No. I get what you're saying. You know what? You've changed my mind.
Good. All right. So, do you want to talk DC news that came out of Comic-Con, or do you want to just talk what we think about the season 8 of Arrow, and then kind of call this an episode? How do you want to do this?
Well, I know you have places to be, so if you want to do, like, we can do Arrow quickly and then save DC for another podcast.
I still got like 45 minutes. We're good. But
yeah, you know what? Let's do Arrow and then we'll call it an episode. DC deserves like more time, since we give like 2 hours to Marvel. We can give all of DC a little bit more.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, because I did forget that this wasn't an actual like this wasn't an actual what's it called? You're gonna have to help me.
Yeah,
what?
Yeah, this is our Age of Ultron review.
Yeah, I forgot that was at the beginning of it. So I forgot what was actually out there. But yeah. So Arrow. It's gonna have 10 episodes this season, I think. And it's gonna wrap, and the Oliver Queen story is gonna wrap in the Crisis on Infinite Earths. You know. Ba-bong. Which I read, and I think, you know what? I think for our next one, if you want to take a break with what we're reading at the moment, if you want to read Crisis on Infinite Earths, so we can have that to talk about next time, or if you want to do that a little bit later on down the line, we can talk about that off air. We can do that. But for me, I am hyped because I read through Infinite Crisis on Infinite Earths, Infinite Crisis, and I was like, not even halfway through Final Crisis, and I'm like, what the fuck is Final Crisis? Because for me, it's like Final Crisis. It goes Final Crisis, The Return of Bruce Wayne, Battle for the Cowl, New 52, Rebirth, and then Dark Knight's Metal. That's the entire storyline you need to know. That's how far back you have to go, which is bullshit. But you know, DC's gonna
Flashpoint.
Yeah. Well, I just kind of skipped over Flashpoint because Bruce Wayne didn't really have any effect on there. But there's like certain things in between because it's like Court of the Owl, Court of Owls, Batman Endgame, and then everything else that went on. That's kind of how that works. But I'm excited for this season. I have the CW app. I'm waiting, trying to get in on this, so I can watch this season and keep up. Finally, I just because I didn't keep up at all last season. And I'm so mad, but I'm amped. I'm wanting to go because I want to keep up with all. I want to try my best to keep up with all the shows. And then we can kind of like go through, do a Heroes Through Time. Because originally I wanted to call this RCP Heroes, but I'm like, Collider already has the Heroes thing. I'm going to leave that to them. And they do it a lot better than we do. But I think that'll be it for this. I mean, as far as what we want to do, we can talk about all this later. Because we both are big Arrow fans, except with one exception for me. Apparently that's Arsenal, because they keep forgetting that poor bastard every time we go make a movie.
Check out DCU Rewrite Part 3 to understand that joke.
Just watch all the stuff. You'll get all the jokes eventually. And eventually, at this point, we're wait. I just realized. You know what you're doing right now?
I'm plugging.
No, not plugging. If this were a comic book, you would be the yellow box in the panel with the asterisks saying...
Oh, I'm the editor's note.
Yeah. See this book. See this book. It's like, I just realized that's what you're doing. That's cool. Oh, man. But yeah. I gotta see the Arrow trailer because I have not seen the trailer for Arrow yet, and I'm kind of mad about that.
It's mostly, I can tell you, it's mostly like flashbacks. Like, look at all the sacrifices you made, and look at all this stuff that happened throughout all the seasons, and then like 10 seconds of new footage. You see the new costume too, and I'm like, ooh, I like that costume.
Darn it. Wow. But I mean, yeah, I mean that's cool. That's fun to do. That's fun to do. I mean, that's cool. I mean, I want to see more footage. I mean, we are still in July, for crying out loud. This show comes back in what, October? So
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a thing. I wonder though. With all of this universe, like multiverse type madness, I wonder, are we going to see a kind of collapsing of the multiverse to where everything's like on one Earth for the CW, so it's easier to do the whole crossover stuff? How do you think that's going to go down? I mean, okay, so
oh, have you not heard?
Hold on. Before you go and talk about the panel that I haven't seen yet, jerk, give me a second to say. I'll throw out this question. You can give me all the information, then I can go based off of that information you gave me, and we can go back and forth. My question would be this: how do you think this last season of Arrow will affect the CW verse in the long term and this upcoming season for the shows? Go.
Well, for this season of Arrow, I think it's going to be really like a road show, looking at all the best hits and stuff. As Oliver, you haven't seen the last season of Arrow, so I don't want to go into exactly what it's set up that Oliver is doing
this season. But I have a feeling he's going to be going through a lot of the hits and stuff. He'll be for whatever reason traveling to different realities. But the way I think that this season will affect the CW universe going forward is I agree with what you said about a lot more people are going to be a lot more aware of things that are happening, and there's going to be a lot more people on the same universe. For instance, like the guy who plays Robin on Titan said, "Yeah, we're in the crossover."
Are you serious?
So the time. Yeah, I just saw that as a headline. I haven't looked into it, but apparently he said that.
Do not.
And then Brent.
Do not be playing with my emotions like this, man. Do not do it. Do not do that to me.
But then Brandon Routh. Have you heard about him? Have you heard what he's doing?
And he's the Atom, right?
You know what else he is?
I know he was.
Who else is he?
I know he was. Is he gonna be Superman?
He's Superman again in the crossover. And they asked him. They were like, "So is this going to be a continuation of Superman Returns?" And he's like, "Or no?" They asked him about the costume, and they said, "So are you going to be wearing the Superman Returns costume?" He said, "Oh no." And what he did was he unbuttoned his shirt and revealed the S, and it was the Kingdom Come.
No, man.
So and
hold on.
In the Legends of Tomorrow panel and stuff.
Hang on. You heard my excitement and then my immediate disappointment in that, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Because I wanted Tom Welling to be the what's it called? The Kingdom Come Superman for this. So bad.
He's never coming back.
I know.
Though.
I know. I can dream
too, but he's never coming back.
I know.
I think maybe we get Michael Rosenblatt as Lex, though.
Right, Michael Rosenbaum is Lex. That'd be good. I'm good. I'm back to being.
I don't know that, but I'd like to.
Oh.
I don't know about him. He definitely seems more down than Tom Welling.
Yeah, definitely. I think he had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, but and they said that Oliver, he's gonna be that they said Stephen Amell's gonna be playing multiple versions of Oliver in the crossover, and Brandon Routh, he teased that there may be a scene that he's going to get to shoot where the Atom and Superman interact with each other.
Oh God,
and stuff.
That's gonna be annoying to shoot, but that'll be fun.
But also, like Tyler Hoechlin from Supergirl, who plays Superman, he's coming back to be Superman in the crossover. So like everything is coming to play now.
I would love to see one thing. I would love to see. I hate sorry for cutting you off. Just as a tease, I know they're probably not going to do this. Although a few of the actors in the other universe are TV actors, I would love to see, let's say, Zachary Levi as Shazam in this. That would be funny, just as a couple second thing. But I know that's not going to happen.
I think you could get. I don't think you could get him on set, but I think if there's a moment where Oliver and Barry are going through the multiverse in a tunnel or something, you could see oh, and there's Shazam. We don't need to get him.
It's do we? No, it's they would stop No, they would just make it look like they stopped in the middle, just before the end of the movie Shazam, so they're in the background, you wouldn't see them. But it's they stop. Barry stops, hey, Ollie, what about him? They don't even show Shazam or anything. They're just nah, we're good. we have enough Superman. Just kind of takes off.
You mean the guy flossing? We don't need him.
What him? Which guy? The one in the cape? Flossing? Yeah. No.
But I think that...
I just thought of this one thing. Sorry.
Oh.
The flossing scene. I would laugh so hard if they had a couple seconds of, if they could get him on set for not even 2 minutes worth of shooting, just like this one scene. It's like it's like, hey man, again they stop, they see him like testing his powers. He turns around. Oh crap! You're Green Arrow. And you're holy moly! This is awesome. It's like, this is great. It's like, it's like. And then Barry starts going. He's like, "Listen, we are recruiting friends. We are recruiting heroes from across the multiverse. Like, there's a multiverse? Oh, and you want to pick me?" He starts like dancing in like celebration. He starts flossing. Ollie just goes, "Barry, no," and they just take off. But he's so oblivious. He's just like flossing, like just doing other stuff. Oh, that'd be funny. Sorry, I'm done. Okay.
So I think this is it's gonna have some really far-reaching impacts, and I'm just excited to see it.
Yeah, me too. Ooh, here's another question: do you think they're gonna introduce Power Girl as like a couple-second thing?
I wouldn't be surprised if we get Melissa Benoist as Power Girl in like some alternate reality.
But I don't. But here's the only thing I'm gonna say about this. I wouldn't say it's Melissa. What? I thought it was Melissa.
That's what I said.
What? Okay, you said Melissa Benoist, right?
Benoist, yeah.
Benoist. Okay. My hearing is weird. I would love to see. What is her name? Kara from Smallville.
Oh, I can't even think of her name.
Laura Van...
God, I don't know.
Laura Vandernoort.
Van Camp.
What?
Yeah. I don't know. It was very wrong.
She was Indigo in friggin' Smallville, dude. Not Smallville. Fuck. Supergirl. Like the first season. Hang on. Darn it, now I gotta look this up because it's driving me up a wall. Go.
Laura Vandervoort.
Vandervoort. I was just there too, darn it. But yeah, Laura Vandervoort. Yeah, so that'd be cool. And have her be, in there.
My thing is, get everybody you can.
Wait, what?
I'm like, just get everyone you can for the crossover.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
Yeah.
Everyone playing multiple versions of themselves.
Whoa. With it being teased on the crossover, last year's crossover Elseworlds, do we see John Diggle get a ring?
Well, he will. There's a. Yeah, we will, because he said. I don't know. You haven't watched a lot of the last season of Arrow.
I saw the crossover.
No, but it's not a huge spoiler. But it's revealed that John Diggle's stepdad is named. His name is Colonel Stewart. So technically, he is. Already.
But that's his stepdad, not his dad. Damn.
Yeah, it happened when he was like super young. So like you're like he could have changed his name, but he didn't. So like
Right. Oh, that's so cool. That is so cool. Oh my gosh, great.
So yeah, he's getting a ring.
Yeah, that would be cool.
But yeah,
do we see
before the actual?
I'm gonna throw one last name at you. Do we see Parallax? Hal Jordan Parallax? Or is that too far reaching? No, I didn't think so.
That's too far reaching because we don't even have a Hal Jordan yet.
Or do we? Because if you remember, in that one scene, in that one episode of that one season, for like 3 seconds, we saw the name Jordan on a flight jacket. So it's there.
Well, yeah. Okay, I will say there's definitely a Hal Jordan in the universe because even in Flash season 1, they talk about how
a test pilot went missing from Ferris Air
Yeah,
and stuff.
that would be cool.
So he's definitely out there, but that was 6 years ago.
Yeah. Ooh,
I think you have a better chance though of getting a
Guy Gardner.
fade cut Superboy.
Oh yes.
All right, I think we can.
Yeah, I think we're done.
We can talk about this.
We can talk about this
And we should call it.
all day. Like this is why it's like I'll set up a quick little set here on whatever we use to record, and then I would just hit record, have us have a conversation, talk about some things, and then just let us go. That's how we get things like for the Marvel bits that we had. I wish I could make sound bites. I would so make a sound bite out of that one thing. So badly.
Out of what? What would you make a soundbite though? I don't remember.
Yeah, neither do I. I don't know. It's so... the soundbite itself would be so low-key that it'd be hardly noticeable.
Come on, give the people one more. They deserve it before we sign off.
All I'm going to say is we will see you guys later, and hopefully I can get a chance to enjoy a little bit more low-key at the end of this. So I will see you guys later. For Dan, the Dragon Lees, I am Travis Orion Schaefer. We will catch your ass down the road. And I don't think I can say that. That is Stone Cold's thing. I don't care. I'm stealing it. Good night.